I own a business that does over $450,000 in subscriptions every single month. So that's monthly recurring revenue. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly why this is such a good business model, how we did it, and how you guys can do it as well. So yeah, just quickly so you guys can see, this is our Loop dashboard here. This is our active MRR, so 450,000 for the last 30 days and 9,000 active subscriptions. And yeah, this is constantly going up every single month. Almost all e-com brands would literally die the next day if their ad account got banned, but my brand literally wouldn't notice because of this subscription model that we run and all of the MRR that we've built up over time. So the reason why this is such a good business model is that literally every new sub is compounding. So as long as you're always acquiring new customers and running ads every month, that number's gonna go up. And this is money that's gonna come in every single day, even if you stopped acquisition or your Meta account got banned or whatever, you run out of money. So dropshippers and brands that run one-time purchases and don't have a subscription model, their entire business depends on how their ads perform on the day-to-day basis. So if Meta glitches and blows out their spend one day, or they have their campaigns set up wrong, or their winning ads get taken down, it's gonna be a massive loss for them. And yeah, even worse, if your ad account gets banned, you're literally back down to zero and you have to build your business basically from scratch. And at that point, you're not even running your own business. You're basically just a middleman for Meta. It's one of the reasons that the subscription model is so good. It'll literally cover any expenses that'll hit you out of the blue randomly. So just before I get into the math and how you can actually build out your own business to be basically indestructible like our one, if you guys are looking to get into e-com or are looking for a community with people that are in a similar spot to you guys, trying to build something online, trying to make money online, building a business, building a brand, feel free to join my free Discord in the link below. There's a massive community there of people that are, happy to help you and you can talk to and ask questions about how they're running things. Or feel free to give me a message on Instagram. The link's also in the description below. I'll be happy to answer some questions or point you in the right direction. So the biggest cost in e-commerce on literally every single order, it isn't the product, it isn't the shipping, it isn't making the ads, it's the ad spend or the acquisition cost. So with a one-time customer or a product that you can only sell to a customer one time, basically a product that they don't have to keep on continuously buying, you pay the cost of acquisition and then you make a small margin on the order and that's literally done. That's all you can get. The next time you want to get that person to buy, you have to pay the same amount to acquire them again because you don't have automatic rebills set up to them. So you're gonna have to fork out that $60, $70 of the cost per acquisition that is getting higher every single day. And that's literally every single time that you want to get that same customer to buy again. Whereas if you have someone on subscription, you literally only have to pay that acquisition once. And then their second, third, fourth order, literally if they forget about the subscription until the day they die, they're giving you money every single month and you don't have to pay for any more acquisition apart from that first cost of the ad. And it's going to be 60 to 70% margins every single time. And the massive unlock that this allows for your business is that you can literally outbid every single person on paid media. So because your customers are worth so much more, you can afford to pay a lot more on that first acquisition because you can make all of that money on the back end, on their second order, on their third order, on their fourth order. So yeah, you can afford to, break even on the first purchase or even lose money on the first sale. Whereas your competitors, other people in your space that are selling a one-time product and don't have a subscription model, they either have to make a large profit on that first order or they lose all of their money and their business will die. So every single day you can spend more money than them to acquire a customer and you can get the best customers at the cheapest cost. But here's the thing, you have to have a very specific product. And none of this works unless it fits these three rules. If you get these wrong, literally everything else is useless. You can't just slap subscribe on some random product like shoes or something and people will automatically subscribe and you have a massive LTV. That's just not how it works. It has to follow a specific criteria. So rule number one is that you need to have a problem solution product, a product that solves a real world problem that someone's facing. And this has to be a specific pain, not like a trend or a gimmick or just something that people see on TikTok that they want, because people aren't going to cancel their subscription on a product that's actually solving a problem that they face in a day-to-day life. If you're targeting and solving people's insecurities and your product is working for them, they'll never unsubscribe from your product. So an easy way to figure out if your product is actually a problem solution product or not, basically if you can't explain what the problem people are buying your product are facing in one sentence, then it's not a problem solution product and you need to go back to the drawing board. So rule number two is you need to be targeting a demographic with money. This is typically going to be an older female demographic or just an older demographic in general. So I'd say 35 plus, because these are the people with disposable income that are scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through Instagram throughout the day, trying to find things to spend their money on. So yeah, a charge of $60, $70 every month isn't going to phase them. They basically don't even see it leaving their account. And a lot of the time, these people are going to forget that they're subscribed and they're just going to see the product rocking up to their door and just basically take it as an everyday part of their life. They don't even think about the money side of things when it's solving their problem. Basically, if your product's targeting, like 15-year-olds or like uni students, these people are broke, they don't have the money, the disposable cash, unless it's a massive like TikTok trend or something, but then again, it's probably not a problem solution product, so it's gonna die out. It won't get you that constant recurring revenue that you want. Brands like AG1, Happy Mammoth, Primal Queen, none of these people are targeting teenagers. They're targeting older demographics, primarily women, and solving the problems of their insecurities. Anyone telling you to target, 18 to 25-year-old people on TikTok is literally telling you to target the worst possible sub-audience. And rule number 3, and this is basically the biggest one for a subscribable product, is that it has to be consumable. So your product needs to run out and has to be replaced every single month. Otherwise, people have no reason to continue to come back to your brand because they're gonna still have your product. They don't need to come back to keep on getting the results that your product is promising them. So things like skincare, supplements, cleaning, protein, coffee, pet food, all these sort of things, drinks, food. These are all products that run out and people will keep on buying every single month. The things that don't work, things like decorations, cookware, phone case, gadgets, these things you buy once and they don't run out for a long period of time and people won't need to come back to your brand. Or when they do finally run out of the product and they need to buy a new one, they don't even remember what your brand is because it's been so long. So yeah, make sure that when you're actually building out your product and coming out with the idea, that you test it yourself or run the math and figure out if it will run out after 30 or 60 days and people will need to come back to buy more. The real payoff from this business model is basically the peace of mind that it gives you. So if your ad account gets banned one day, you're still gonna make money for long enough to rebuild and get that momentum back up in a new ad account. Or if you have 2 weeks of having, terrible ad output and really bad top of funnel acquisition, that money's still gonna come in regardless and it can hold you over in those bad periods of time for advertising. And that's really what a real business is versus just going to the meta ad lottery every single day. So now I'll show you guys an example of how to actually implement this on your store and how to get the highest subscribe rates and the highest retention. So this brand called Mars Men that does natural testosterone support, basically just pills to support testosterone. They target mainly older men with like beer belly, that sort of thing, trying to get them back into shape. Yeah, these guys have a subscribe and save. So basically the first thing that you see when you get onto their landing page is the get 15% off on their first product image. So basically you're already thinking about that 15% off. You're thinking it's a given. So later when you actually scroll down to the buy section and you see that it's on a subscription versus the one-time purchase, you've already bought into that 15% and you're not gonna wanna go to the one-time purchase. And the other thing that's massive, and a lot of brands don't do this, is to give massively valuable free gifts. So this boosts the perceived value of your product. Basically, you're getting 4 products for the price of 1 at an already discounted price. And basically the way to do it is you just make it feel like you're completely missing out and it's an absolute no-brainer if you get the one-time purchase. You want customers to feel like they're losing out on massive amounts of free value products and money if they go for the one-time purchase. So yeah, these guys have a free travel tin, a testosterone ebook, an app, plus a chance to win an Apple Watch. And then they've made it very clear here that you get free shipping on the first order, you get 15% off on every single future order, you can change or cancel at any time, and you get free gifts. So that's a massive thing for these subscription buy sections, is that making sure that everything is completely clear, the customer will have no sort of confusion about how the subscription will work or what sort of things they're getting. And that's how you're gonna make them actually want to subscribe and think they're getting that free value. And then yeah, as I showed at the start of the video, we use Loop for our subscription app through Shopify. It's got the lowest transaction fees and there's no per order cost. Other subscription apps out there like Recharge, they charge a lot more and have a per order cost as well as higher transaction fees. So yeah, Loop is far and away the best one that we've used so far, and I'd highly recommend using them. But feel free to do your own research and see if you can find your own subscription app that's better. But yeah, this is just personally the one that we use. And yeah, that's basically it. That's how you build a subscription model business that is basically unkillable. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions or join the Discord in the link below. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.